You are watching Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, a mailbag where I answer all of your guys' questions about your Minnesota Vikings with free agency starting here shortly. We got to talk about the latest going on with your football team. Let's start off with my guy SKOL here saying, as much as it hurt to see Sam Darnold leave and then win a Super Bowl, maybe it's a blessing. We get Kyler and we do some amazing things. Never know. Everything happens for a reason. Agreed. SKOL, I love the positive mindset out of you. We need more positivity as Vikings fans right now. Everybody's too negative. Everybody's got to take. Everybody's going back and forth at each other. We need some more positivity, so I appreciate that in the chat. But is it a blessing? I don't necessarily think it's a blessing that Sam Darnold winning a Super Bowl the year after leaving us. That one was a kick in the balls, no doubt about it. Was not having a good time watching the NFC title game or Super Bowl, watching Darnold hoist 2 trophies. But, you know, what if we do get Kyler and the Vikings win the Super Bowl next season? Like, what a revolving door or butterfly door effect that would be for the NFL. Where, let's just say the Vikings win the Super Bowl with Kyler Murray next season. And it's like, so the Vikings had J.J. McCarthy, Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold all in a room. They won 14 games. Let Darnold go. They try J.J. McCarthy. Doesn't work. Darnold wins the Super Bowl. And then the following year, 2026, Kyler Murray joins the Minnesota Vikings. Then we go win the Super Bowl. Like, it would be an unbelievable story. You know what? Everything does happen for a reason. SKOL, I agree with you. Blank Zone 8076. What's going on, man? Saying, thoughts on using Gernard to trade up to high first for a guy like Styles, possibly if Downs falls to where we trade up to, etc. Absolutely love this idea. This is something I've been pounding the table for on the channel, actually. And I've been also throwing out the idea of using a guy like Jordan Addison to trade up in the NFL draft. But, for example, a team like the Washington Commanders need an edge rusher. They have pick number 7 in the draft. Their DC is Durante Jones, former pass game coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. If you package pick number 18, Jonathan Gennard, and let's just say a 5th-round pick, you could possibly move up to pick number 7 and land a guy like Sonny Styles, land a guy like a Caleb Downs, where those guys enter this Viking system day 1 next season are probably a top 5 defender on the team. I love this idea, whether it's Gennard or Jordan Addison. I would be really considering using that and that pick number 18 to try to somehow get in the top 10 of the NFL draft. JFR coming in. What's going on, man? Saying, do we go out and sign a wide receiver? If we're going to sign a wide receiver, might as well just bring back Jalen Naylor. But maybe they want to get a slight replacement at the wide receiver 3 spot. Sign a guy for maybe a 1-year vet minimum deal. But I think they're probably banking on a guy like Ty Felton being the guy next year. So, yeah, I don't think the Vikings go out and sign a wide receiver, but we'll see what happens. Pilot, what's going on? Saying, what are your thoughts on the people who don't want Kyler because of mediocrity, but then don't want to develop a young guy to be elite? I think the people, well, I don't know if people don't want Kyler because of the mediocrity. I think Kyler is pretty polarizing, where he does have a really high ceiling, but his also floor is pretty low. I think there's some people who don't want Kirk Cousins and Geno Smith because of the mediocrity, and that's where I fall into. Like, why bring in those guys? It's going to be the same thing we've had, the last couple of seasons. But, yeah, I mean, if you don't want Kyler Murray, you should just want J.J. McCarthy. Like, we should take a swing. Like, that's what we should be all rooting for that this offseason. Take a swing. Go get Kyler Murray or ride out with J.J. McCarthy. Honestly, I don't want Geno Smith or Kirk Cousins even be a possibility. You sign Kyler. If Kevin O'Connell doesn't want Kyler, then you go sign Joe Flacco or Marcus Mariota, and you ride it out with J.J. McCarthy. That's what I would do. We got my guy, T. Sugar, coming in with a $50 super chat. T. Sugar, I appreciate you. Everybody watching today's mailbag, give me a SKOL T. Sugar down below, supporting the channel, sending in a $50 super chat. My guy, T, what's going on? He's saying the 2020 free agency class was good. 2025, not so good. Cannot hit on all, but unfortunately, our draft prospects have not panned out the last 5 years, putting more pressure on the free agency pickups. Seeps, who's your top non-quarterback free agent target? Great question, T. My top non-quarterback free agent target. I think the best one out there for the Vikings if let's just say money wasn't a thing, would be Tyler Linderbaum, the center for the Baltimore Ravens. He's a top 5 center in the league. He would shore up this offensive line where we would have the great tackles, 2 solid guards, Linderbaum at center. He would be my top guy. But besides him, like a Jamel Dean would be up there for me, cornerback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like a Nakobe Dean's up there, or Devin Lloyd would be up there too if Price isn't a thing. Considering Price and for the Vikings this offseason, I think my guy might be James Pierre. Cornerback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, has a connection with Gerald Alexander, played some really good football for Pittsburgh this past season. Watch out for him. I'll be very excited if the Vikings pick him up in free agency. James Pierre, keep your eyes on him. But T-Sugar, great question. No doubt. Like the Vikings having a bad free agency class in 2025, like you feel it more because you didn't draft well. Like if the Vikings had a lot of good draft picks, you're probably not feeling the misses of Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen. Like yeah, Jalen Redmond was great, but like imagine if like Levi Drake Rodriguez was on the same level with Jalen Redmond. Then you're like, all right, so what? We swung and missed on those guys, but now defensive tackle is a need because you missed in the draft and in free agency. So, T, really do appreciate it. I want to ask you guys this. Name a random Vikings player down below. We do this periodically on the channel throughout, and some of the answers you guys give are absolutely awesome. So, who comes to mind? Name a random Vikings player. Random one popping in my head. First one is Matt Asiata, but I feel like we get random or more random than that. We were talking about him the other day. Mackenzie Alexander, former corner from Clemson. Trey Waynes, that's a good random Viking. Get creative for me. Name a random Vikings player down below. All right, we'll dive into more questions here in just a second. But before we do so, I've got to tell you guys about today's sponsor. That is Factor Meals. Now head to factormeals.com/VikingsChat50 off and plug in promo code VikingsChat50 off to get 50% off and free breakfast for a year. Cold days are here, and if you guys still have some big-time goals but no time to cook, Factor makes healthy eating easy with fully prepared meals designed by dietitians and crafted by chefs. So eat well without all the planning or cooking. Factor also has quality, functional ingredients including lean proteins, colorful veggies, whole food ingredients, and healthy fats. Also have no refined sugars, no artificial sweeteners, no refined seed oils as well, and they have meals that fit your goals and schedule. Healthier eating, calorie management, more protein. That is Factor. With over 100 rotating weekly meals to keep things fresh and delicious through winter. Head over to factormeals.com/VikingsChat50 off. Plug in promo code VikingsChat50 off to get 50% off and free breakfast for a year. Eat like a pro this month with Factor. New subscribers only. Varies by plan, but one free breakfast item per box for 1 year while your subscription is active. Alrighty, great question here from Shane Editor 404. Tyreek in Minnesota or Stefon Diggs? Oh man, talk about two wide receivers with some off the field issues right there. The answer is neither. But if I had to pick one, Tyreek Hill or Stefon Diggs? Oh man, I would go Tyreek. I think Tyreek's more fun. I haven't had Tyreek on the Vikings ever. We've had Diggs. That's a great question, though. I think the correct answer is neither. But hey, if you guys want to get creative, get down in the comments section. Tyreek Hill or Stefon Diggs? Who would you rather have here in Minnesota? Nintendo Master, what's going on, Mike? Saying, what are the chances of Rodgers being on the team? Not zero. I would probably say right now, if I had to give a little pie chart of who is going to be QB1 for the Vikings next season, I'm going to put J.J. McCarthy at 2%. I think there's a 2% chance week one, J.J. McCarthy is the starting quarterback. I'm going to go a 3% chance for Kirk Cousins. So 5%, 2 for J.J., 3 for Kirk. I'm going to go 45% chance Kyler Murray. I think right now he should be the favorite. I'll go 45% chance Kyler, 3 for Kirk, 2 for J.J. McCarthy. Aaron Rodgers, I would give him 10%. Geno Smith, I would give him 25%. So 40 the Kyler, 25 Geno, 10 Rodgers, 5 Kirk, or 3 Kirk, 2 JJ McCarthy. Right about like 70% of them are in losing count. Maybe give Kyler Murray the rest of the percent. So Kyler's up to like 60, 70% around there. Geno, probably about 20%. Rodgers at about 10. Then Kirk and JJ, very small, but about 3 and 2% there. But I don't think it's high. Now, I do think with him going on the Pat McAfee show and kind of leaving the door open of, he does want to play football, but he doesn't know if it's with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I still think a lot of these guys, if you're a quarterback available, your number one destination is the Minnesota Vikings, which is an awesome place to be in as a fan because any of these guys are available. It's like, yeah, we got a pretty good chance of signing them. I'll tell you what, if the Vikings, let's just play this out. If they don't like Kyler Murray and they don't like J.J. McCarthy in 2026, if it's between Rodgers, Geno, and Kirk, it's Rodgers by a wide margin. So my rankings would go, give me Kyler. If you don't like Kyler, then start JJ. And if you don't want to start JJ and you don't want to start Kyler, give me Aaron Rodgers. Reed Southern saying it. Do you think TJ will be taking a pay cut? And who do you have winning March Madness? Love this. I don't think Hawk's going to take a pay cut. I think he'll eventually get cut. I know there's reports out there that the Vikings want to keep him, but I just think that's going to be the end result. But who do I have winning March Madness? Tough question. I got Arizona. I think Arizona is the best overall team in the country right now. Got some great wings. Got Braden Burry. He's a great freshman guard. The big fella sleeping on his name right now, but he's a stud. I think Duke's a hell of a basketball team this year, but never forget, guards win in March. I don't love Duke's guards. I like Arizona's a lot better. So give me the Arizona Wildcats win March Madness this season. Mason, what's going on? Saying, should we go for Kenneth Walker? I don't think we should go for Kenneth Walker. Listen, he's going to get more than he probably deserves coming off the Super Bowl run he had, and good for him. He should get that money. That's the beauty of the NFL. Like, you go win Super Bowl MVP, you should get paid more than probably what you deserve. But in terms of the Vikings, it doesn't make sense. I'm not a big fan of paying running backs regardless. Maybe the Vikings are a good football team. Could they use another dynamic back? Absolutely. But Kenneth Walker with the price tag, probably going to get overpaid a little bit. I'm going to say no on Kenneth Walker. Passmaster, what's going on? Saying on the plus side, Darnold did not win Super Bowl MVP. In my opinion, we still need a lockdown cornerback. See, Passmaster, appreciate you getting positive as well. But I'm with you. I would love to see this Brian Flores defense. Like, if he had a Pat Surtain or like a Christian Gonzalez and he could just play like half the field, and you're like, hey, if you're going to throw over there, you're throwing on Pat Surtain, you're throwing on Christian Gonzalez. I would love to see Flores with that type of corner. Like, imagine Flores, and imagine any DC, but especially Brian. Like, if you had a shutdown corner and you could get home with 4, how creative he could get on the back end, it would be almost impossible to score on. So love that, Passmaster. I agree with you, though. Definitely need a shutdown corner. If you guys made it to the end, though, of today's show, hit me with those SKOLs down below in the comment section. Get on out of here.